say a lot of times the reason folks quit being therapists, and this is a hyperbolic joke, is because they learned from in SARS-CoV-2, they talked to a lot of tech workers who didn't go to school, never finished high school, and are just doing it and making it pretty well. I'm being hyperbolic. They have ethics on their thumbnail. And I just get the feeling that they like heard all of us whinge and they're like, oh shit, bro, I went to school. You were a dropout? What the fuck? And they just came in with better acumen, better tact, and better resolve. I don't know. Fucking that's what happens when you tell somebody how to eat your shit. They might. I don't know. But one of these isn't necessarily true. Like Asperger's isn't a valid grouping or criteria. That's paying homage to Hans Asperger, who kidnapped young Jewish and Romani boys and tortured them. That's all that is. Oh, hold on. That's a later tent. All right. What are we gonna play?
If we're taking a month.
Like, okay, so as galvanizing as he may be to some folks, I just like listening to old men talk. I don't know what it is. I just like old men. What do you want? I vibe with old men. I don't know what it is. Old men feel cozy. They're my comfy spot. I don't know what you fucking want. I don't know what you want from me. I'm gonna be a goofball, an honest goofball. I just enjoy old dudes. I do. I really do. I don't know why. They're cozy. There. I'd say it sized it okay. It's not perfect, but it'll do. Let's go.
As a country to showcase our pride for other communities of sexual exploration.
Told you they were trying to be.
If we're taking a month as a country to showcase our pride for other.
So I'm just gonna say this outright with my mouth because I'm not monetized and do not believe that if I speak about something seriously and appropriately that it'll get age restricted. So what they're trying to state in this is that there are, and I can attest to hearing this, right? It's not that everyone does this, though there are folks that wish to, can I deliver this in a polarizing way? I don't want to. What I was gonna say, so we're fucking transparent as fuck, is there are people that want to infest a freedom movement. Now that's not the appropriate way to state that. What I think is a lot more on point is like, there are people who want to co-opt it to do some shit and levy it as a way to to normalize some shit that I find remarkably unsafe. It's the folks that have been trying to normalize pedophilia for years that we are going to be looking at as they are. They've attempted to do this in many venues of life. They've done it in freedom movements. They've done it in media, and they've done it in art. They just happen to go places and do this. I don't know why, but they just keep like, it's like you stop them doing it one place and they go to the next 10 places and they do the same shit there. It's like it just feels like, and I could be wrong, and this could be hyperbolic of a fucking bullshit assessment that I have nothing to stand on for. But I have some experience that is tangential, but not like, it's that a few bad eggs, no matter what it is, can contaminate a pool and make it look gross. Right? Like, and where can I take this from? Veganism, where a few people go into the movement and they're like, let's go cause destruction. Let's go like vandalize some shit. And you're just like, bro, why are you trying to vandalize shit? That's weird. Like, no one likes you. Go away. Like, we're trying to build, not tear. Like, just mind our business, keep our heads down, do what we can to be honest and kind, and like, shut the fuck up. The fuck are you trying to do? Cause violence, you bitch. Fuck out of here. And so, as someone who's used to, in a lot of aspects of my life, dickhead-ass motherfuckers trying to infiltrate shit and paddle dickhead-ass shit, people who were trying to normalize pedophilia, doing it through trying to involve it in a freedom movement, is not a surprise. Because those fuckers are going to go literally everywhere and do it. Like, they probably feel desperate. Like, no shit, they feel desperate. They say they feel desperate. But I say that normalizing it puts them and their victims at risk, and normalizing it and just trivializing it and not giving it its appropriate consideration by giving it cutesy words and not actually calling it what it is and being direct and articulate with our gripes has definitely not helped. Are we contributing? Yeah. Is it our fault? No. But I'm gonna call a spade a spade. They're gonna do that. I'm gonna call them what they do. All right, cool beans. Let's go. Let's move.
Communities of sexual.
But that's again why I can like instantly glance at this and immediately like understand at least a modicum of context, enough so to know that we're probably gonna. This isn't like it's not a surprise. This is some shit people do. Unfortunately, they will do it in every movement. They will put it in art if they can. They will go to freedom movements. Don't make a freedom movement. People trying to do dodgy shit are gonna come find you. Just don't do it. If you don't want dodgy people trying to infiltrate you and do fucking agent provocateurism, then don't make a freedom movement. Otherwise, be aware, buckle the fuck up, and do your shit. Let's fucking hit it.
Exploration.
Told you they were trying to be all secret, calling it maps.
I mean, yeah, no, that's why we rag on them. Like, every second we get.
Stephen Ireland, founder of Pride in Surrey, has been jailed for the rape and abuse of a 12-year-old boy, crimes that many believe could have been prevented. Concern about Ireland's conduct were raised as early as 2021, including warnings about his self-appointed role as a safeguarding lead, his relationship with an 18-year-old boy, actually just an 18-year-old, and him sending sexually explicit material at Pride events. Whistleblowers who tried to raise the alarm were met with resistance, bans and legal threats. One of those on the wrong end of Ireland's threats was the LGB Alliance. When in 2021, Ireland wrote a furious letter to a charity commission saying that the LGB Alliance should not have charitable status and was a very dangerous organisation. Turns out that he was a very dangerous individual. To discuss this difficult story is Kate Harris from the LGB Alliance. Welcome to the show, Kate.
Before we get into it with her, I want to tell you this one is difficult, as you can see. I think it's going to be difficult for a lot of us to watch, but it's extremely important to discuss this because many of us have been seeing this happen, especially with this idea that they can change the language and call these people maps, minor acted people, as if that's going to make it any less of a disgusting thing. That being said, I want to just say that it's hard. This is a hard one for me, but it's just hard. This is hard. I was really sitting with it for a long time because I just find any of this stuff, and you know how I care a lot about the kids and just the whole transing of kids.
We're supposed to make better worlds than we were given. We're supposed to give everyone that comes after us a better chance than we were given, at any cost. To ourselves. We old bitches are to fucking actually lay our shit down to... I'm in the middle of life-ish, I'd think. I don't fucking know. But, like, in my position, I'd assume that it's appropriate to, like, lay yourself down to make sure that you're willing to be there for the youthful, the elderly, and the infirmed. I presume that all of us are supposed to wish for a better future and are to contribute to the youth having an okay time and not being fucked with. If they don't want to give them books to learn for free, you pitch together money and you get them all books. Like your whole neighborhood gets together, you pitch together fucking money, you get them fucking books. You make sure they don't have to fucking suffer. You do whatever the fuck it takes. I'm under the impression that old bitches are supposed to have couth and compunction. Am I wrong? And I'm probably wrong. I mean, they ought to, but it's sometimes seldom evoked, so...
Kids, and now this kind of nonsense. And these people who are within the LGBTQIA poo-poo community have been hiding in plain sight. And we're all raising the alarm. LGB Alliance has been raising the alarm. A lot of us have been raising the alarm about these creepy weirdos like Lily Tino. And, you know, that. It's my opinion. Okay. These are all, that's alleged. What we're talking about today is a fact. And this person, Stephen Ireland, has been convicted of a minor child and doing the most disgusting stuff. Who knows how many others? It's so insane. So I want to just say thanks so much for helping support my channel and helping me to bring these very important stories within the LGBTQIA community, because a lot of people don't want to talk about this because it does have a very negative effect on things. And we already have bad stereotypes. It's why I talk about the trans nonsense going on, because we do get stereotyped and then it becomes something, but there are bad people in every every community there's bad people. And these kind of people, I don't care if it's the LGBTQIA poo community, they need to be exposed. And it's disgusting that they're even hiding and that people in our community think this stuff is okay. So with that, thanks again. I do appreciate the like and subscribe to the channel. So let's go into this because she has some really important thing to say here.
The whole story is, of course, horrible. But when you read about how there were people, whistleblowers, raising concerns years before this came to light, can you just tell us about that first of all, some of these whistleblowers and their stories?
I can. I've been working with several of them over the last few weeks leading up to the sentencing last Monday. But before we talk about any of that, I just want to take a moment to think about the courage it took for the 12-year-old boy who was raped, who was given crystal meth, who was abused, whose trust was destroyed by Stephen Ireland. He had the courage not only to speak to his teacher, but to go to the police. And I think,
Honestly,
this case raises...
the most... No, that needs to be... No, hold on. You do have to... Okay. Some people misuse teaching... Like, some teachers misuse teaching sex ed. And they teach them about sex toys. Some teachers teach them how to identify coercion and articulate when people do inappropriate shit. That last one is what you need. You need to have them armed with the information they need to express what they see, to protect themselves and their friends. Because one of them has to rat on someone, somehow, some way. And how are they going to communicate with you, inform, and be a fucking traitor to the friend that asked them to keep a secret, and then ask them to explain it? So you're supposed to make sure they know how to identify coercion. And you should know they should be able to identify what's inappropriate. They should be able to do that shit. That's about it. They're little. They need to be able to protect themselves because we old bitches have clearly failed them repeatedly. So we need to do better. We've let them down serially. So, a little bit of pointedness to where we can aim that little bit of vitriol as at ourselves.
So many horrors.
Because they should be able to know when inappropriate shit like this is being normalized, that it's inappropriate. And we as grown bitches know that the normalization of it, the very trivial and blasé way that some folks bring it up, and the lack of, and the just the making it into a fucking joke part is remarkably unhelpful. Like, we know that. We know that it should be a serious time and a serious topic, and yet some of us detract from that. We need more teachers so we can have them audit each other. We need more people who can audit the teachers. We need more involvement in the schools by parents. Without them taking over and running the board, we need them to be supportive and in the ear and nose of people. But we gotta, like, strike that accord appropriately and not in a way that detriments them. Because sometimes people detriment them. That's wild.
At the heart of it is this one boy we know about.
Yeah.
But we suspect there may be many others. But I really think he deserves a huge amount of credit for the courage and the guts that took, which ended up...
Yeah. When they tell you that they see an inappropriate thing, you tell them you're proud. You build them up. You remind them that they have saved something today. You remind them they've done a good job and that we're grateful for them and their time and their presence. And you tell them they should have never had to go through that situation. That's my whingy bitch take on this. I'm not sorry. You should definitely congratulate them for identifying inappropriate behavior and ratting on people who do it. That's what we should encourage them to do. That's how they can protect themselves. We need to stop failing them. They've been let down too much. They're still let down. They've been let down the whole of history. So let's fucking stop it. Let's break the fucking cycle, please. Goddamn.
Evil man being sentenced to 30 years and his sidekick, David Sutton, to 4.5 years. So let's never forget that that was a real kid who was involved in this. And secondly, I want to thank the Surrey Police under Chief Constable Tim DeMeyer, who saw this difficult case through. And in addition, a group called Women of Surrey, who became a kind of citizen reporting group and sat through every single day of what was the most appalling evidence, unbelievable evidence.
Wow.
The things that are now coming out in public.
So I'm going to bring you now. I'm going to show you this, right? It's just like mind blowing. It's disgusting and mind blowing. So here, I want to read this is from BBC. Pride group founder jailed for a boy 12. My kiddo is 12. My kiddo.
Oh, babe.
I just can't. Okay, here's the sicko.
No one can, dude.
Oh, okay, here's Stephen Ireland, who was the head. So I'll read a little bit of this and then
Honestly, I'm glad when folks who do this get justice. I'm so glad. I'm so fucking glad.
A man has been jailed for 24 years for raping an extremely vulnerable 12-year-old boy after the pair met on a dating app. Stephen Ireland, 41.
Gonna read that. I know you can probably confer what might have been censored and you can read it on the screen, but for clarity's sake, let's be fucking clear and call it what it fucking is. This person a child has been fucking raped. They said that a man has been jailed for 24 years for raping an extremely vulnerable 12-year-old boy after the pair met on a dating app. The reason we're gonna say this correctly and appropriately is we're not gonna mince our words. We're gonna be to the point. And we're gonna fucking actually try our very. I'm not saying that Buck isn't giving them space and consideration. Buck is a YouTuber who's got a larger channel, probably wants to monetize a video, probably has some shit to do. Maybe, I don't know. But there's a lot of reasons, from misinformation about how to engage with this on the platform, to wanting to be respectful, to there's genuinely being, and I don't mean everyone's misinformed who does it. I do mean that some people genuinely take this decision because they find it appropriate, and I don't hold that against them. I choose to do this my way.
Who co-founded Pride in Surrey in 2018, raped the child at the flat he shared with his then partner and co-defendant David Sutton, who's 27. Okay, after they started messaging on Grindr. Ireland was also. How did a 12-year-old boy get on Grindr? Ireland was also sentenced to a further 6 years for.
Can I be honest? If a 12-year-old finds themselves on Grindr and the police find out, I want the whole household investigated. Tear the shit up and tear up the floorboards. I think it's been normalized, and I could be wrong, but my read is it appears normalized, and I don't think normalization is fine in any case. In this case, normalize appropriate stuff, like playing Dark Souls with the boys, talking about funny shit, and having a good time. Normalize that. That seems based. Play Dark Souls. Can it be levity if I say play Dark Souls, don't diddle? Is that levity enough? I think that's levity. I'm gonna stick with it. It's tasteless, it's disgusting of me, but it's still levity. And I needed the break of levity just for a teeny moment, just because it's
extended license, while Sutton was jailed for 4.5 years for making indecent photographs of children and possession of extreme pornographic images. I want to scroll down here. Here's the other dude, David Sutton, who is 27. The boy referred to in court as Child A, who had been reported missing at the time, told police they had sex in the flat.
Contextual thing. I'm going to say it right now. I'm going to get over it and I'm going to pause. I'm going to unpause. So, my interpretation is that Buck does need to draw a stark line between how this is not appropriate and how not, the freedom movement doesn't do this. And I think that I've just been, really uppity and bitchy, and Buck is about to fucking say all this shit. I had to process that while I was talking, yeah.
A bong, which was later found to have contained methamphetamines, and that pornography was played on a laptop. The court heard the boy had initially told Ireland he was age 17. But when he later claimed to be age 13, Ireland put, okay, we just have to keep it a secret. Your response was telling, judge said, who sat in the dock dressed in a large red t-shirt and showed no emotions. Far from finding the repugnant, you found that exciting and sought to do it again, said the judge. I'll link this so you can read it because it's disgusting. The fact that the
Ireland and Sutton were found guilty in one count. Oh, we'll get the rest. Hold on. Thank you, sweetheart. Wait, no. I can look it up.
kid said they were 17.
You can
okay, but they were 12. I'll
find it. You can find it on BBC. I can barely tell people apart, but a 12-year-old baby looks like a baby. Like, people look the same. Like, all 8.5 billion of you bitches. And you're mostly indistinct. But a 12-year-old is a baby. I once knew a dude when I was much younger that thought that someone who was like, you know, like, I guess much younger, I don't know. Like, I was mid-20s, and like some motherfucker was like trying to clown on some shit and be a fucking dirty fucking shithead. Like, I didn't even see how he couldn't see that shit, bro. Like, you clown on people. You tell them that they're inappropriate. You tell people they're inappropriate. And if you're a shithead like me, you clown on them too. Be clear, be appropriate first, then you can be a shithead.
Come on, man. Do you see a 12-year-old and a 17-year-old? They look completely different. So don't even try it, dude. You just got moded and busted. I found a couple other things I wanted to show you about this person. Here, let's see if this one.
See your true colors shining through. I see your...
I'm gonna just say, I do not have an easy time engaging with people that make a single issue their entire personality. Bitch, I like knitting, crocheting, lockpicking, writing code, playing with computers, fucking woodwork, making jewelry, fucking holy shit. Bro, I like so many lovely fucking things, and I will talk about all of them. How often, like legit, how often do I talk about being a fucking ace bitch? I might make a quip when people are being fucking utter gooners. That's it. I don't even make that quip when, like, a chatter does it. I make that quip when a person in a VOD we're reacting to does it. And I'm like, fucking weirdos. You oversexed bastards. Fuck your bitch asses. Point being, you want support for a movement, so you paste it over your room as a teacher. But now you're only making this, like, the whole of it for a moment. This could be during Pride Month. It could not be. But under two analyses, let's just hold it under both, right? Let's say that it's during Pride Month. It makes some sense. But, like, also, it doesn't need to be, like... You can pay respect to people better and best by being respectful, treating them appropriately, asking how they want to be addressed, and doing so. And, like, normalizing that and just treating people as people and not trying to sow delineation, and I feel is much more helpful. When you start dividing people up, you form campism. Even intentionally or not, you are the contributor to those who now make camps. Being a contributor to a process doesn't make you a person that is doing a good or a bad thing. It's just a person thing, and you're just doing something. But now you know what it is and what it does, and you can adjust how you act depending on how you feel about that. And you can learn more about it and research it your fucking self. I don't fucking know, man. Do that. But bruh. So, by the way, I need to take my contacts out soon and put my glasses on. Old Man Buck has such a similar set of frames to my glasses that I'm just cheesing right now.
True colors.
Like, I don't know. I spent a large chunk of Pride Month being a silly goofball who didn't know what month it was or what day it was, because I don't know when Christmas comes half the time. Here's the thing. If I don't know what day it is, and I don't know what month it is half the time, how the fuck am I supposed to know it's a holiday? I don't. I really don't. Do I look at the calendar? Well, yeah, but it says when I have important shit to do. Meetings, doctor's appointments, stuff like that. I do not have holidays on it. It's too much to process. I can't do it. I have important shit there that I need to deal with. So I don't keep track of days. So I'm guessing I'm gonna presume that if this correlates to Pride Month for some instance, the only thing I think I would change is that, oh no, I already said how I think the better way to support the movement is to ask people how they want to be addressed and to fucking address them as the way that they declared they want to be addressed. And then you just move the fuck on. And I don't know why you have to put it on a fucking, putting every person on a pedestal makes them a fucking target. All I'm saying is, real hacksaws don't say they hacks computers. They shut up and move in silence. And then shit's just done. And motherfuckers are gone. GG.
I really appreciate you joining me again today, and we've got some more news, this time from the UK. Thank you to everybody that supports the channel. This first story is from Surrey, and it involves a man called Stephen Ireland.
So it appears to be during Pride. And again, for what it's worth, I can't accept that a few bad actors can co-opt a freedom movement and manipulate it to horrible ends. I accept this. That said, I also know the freedom movement is trying to excise people who do this, and there is no acceptance for them. Get it? But goddamn it, it doesn't matter what the fuck you do. Look out for motherfuckers trying to normalize harmful bullshit. Just like actually look. Because it doesn't matter where you are, what camp you are, where you came from, or where you're going. Those motherfuckers might just show up. And when they do, you need to be aware and stop it. I'm saying this because they might be trying to infiltrate a freedom movement right now. They've tried to do this to media, to conservatism. They've tried to do that. They've tried to normalize it everywhere. It doesn't mean everyone does that. It means that a few Asian provocateurs and a few normalizing shitheads that try to go normalizing harming children go between every camp. And if we want to call something a grifter, if we want to call a spade and call a grifter, I'm going to say that those motherfuckers give grifter harder than anybody else. You think politics Twitch is fucking full of grifters? Go find the maps and go find out where they've inseminated themselves. That, I feel like that would be your shot at finding an actual example of a grifter. If you're sleepy, go to bed. If you're tired, you should sleep. My mom would always tell me that. If you're sleepy, your body needs it. Go sleep.
Who is the founder of Gay Pride in the area, which is a march that takes place every single year.
I mean, sometimes people who want to exploit power find positions of power to exploit. That is a thing. Damn right.
Up and down the country. Himself, along with David Sutton, who is 27 years old, have been found guilty of multiple child sex offences earlier this year, and they have both been sentenced at Guildford Crown Court on the 30th of June 2025. Stephen Ireland, 40 years old, from Addlestone, was sentenced to 24 years in prison with a further 6 years on extended licence after being found guilty of the rape of a child under 13 years old and 3 counts of causing a 13-year-old to engage in sexual activity.
Can you, if for no other reason, can we also just bury them under the jail for coercion? Like, I don't care what type of coercion it is. Can we just, like, huck them under there too for that one?
And a sexual assault.
Because YouTube, Twitch, nor Kick is going to call that a protected characteristic. Bitch, this is a choice you make. If I need to back this up, apes are the only ones with the fucking capacity to incentivize, to our understanding. Apes, if I'm incorrect, there might have been emergent information in the last 6 months. This is why we talk about what we know and what we don't know when we talk about shit. Okay? So, apes, if I'm understanding the corpus of human knowledge appropriately, appear to be the subset of mammalia that is capable of incentivizing internally in itself pedophilia. This reason is because of the brain's complexity and the structures that it have allow for this to happen. It is an ape thing. We are apes. We are amidst the great apes. I don't trust bonobos either. I actually don't like mammals. I love them, but I don't like them. You know, I don't trust mammals. I get along with fucking flies, snakes, arachnids. Cephalopods are dope. I can, like, fucking mutualism up with that. Great. Easy. Apes are the ones that have the requisite capacity to normalize and incentivize pedophilia. It is not a universal thing between all of Animalia. It is a thing that a few things do. And I feel like of those few things that do it, I don't know if it's a lot of bad actors or a few, but I damn sure know a few bad actors can radically fucking poison a freedom movement. I'm gonna stand loud and bitchy on that one.
A 13-year-old as well.
Gross.
He also faced other charges such as conspiracy to engage in.
I'm standing loud and bitchy on this one because we're gonna be like, when this old man has a point and he's not on, when he's right about something, We're going to talk about why.
Activity with children, arranging the commission of a child sex offence, 6 counts of making indecent images, 4 counts of distributing indecent images, possession of prohibited images, and possession of extreme prohibited images.
He was taking pornographic images of this poor kid after getting him to smoke meth.
One of the most upsetting things in my life is I had to like, little way too close to the chest story, but let's just shoot. I knew a man who tried to offer a child meth in front of me. Do know that I took that child to her mother's house because this man wanted to have sex with her as well. I caught on to all this. I got in the way of it. I took her to her mom's. I ratted on that man. I ratted on her. I have no regrets. Call me a snitch if you want. I'd do it again. 1,000 fucking times. Do not intoxicate children to coerce them. You will make a bitch pissy. And you'll make every other bitch pissy. And I think that that coercion shit that I said maybe needs to get people put under the facility. That's another fucking let that be an aggravator.
And then just, I mean, the fact that this kid came forward, what Kate said is just incredible, that the kid had, you know, the sort of strength to do that. I can't even imagine. I found so much shit on this dude. This is Stephen Ireland talking to a little kid. It doesn't really say how old he is, but he's talking to this little kid about the use of PrEP. And if you don't know what PrEP is used in the community to prevent HIV during sexual activity. But why is he talking to this little child right here about that? And how is that even?
Mm-hmm. Like, again, I think that if you're going to teach them sex ed, it should be under the auspice of how they protect themselves from coercion. They're little. They really only need to know how to report bad actors and how to fucking identify it. If they can see it, they can protect their friends and themselves. If they can do that, then they aren't going to be traumatized. And we don't have more cycles to break. And we're not putting them in a place where it might be normalized to them. Because if we don't do that, it might be normalized to them by a coercive person who has now got it in their head already that this is fine. And I don't think I'm not trying to say it's the victim's responsibility. I'm trying to say societally we need to pull our shit together because the youth aren't expected to know this yet. They ought to. They should. And some regions, some provinces, some towns, some districts, they do make sure that the children know how to protect themselves from inappropriate adults. Mm-hmm. Don't give kids drugs? Yeah, no shit, dude. Like, that makes you a piece of shit. The fuck? No shit, man. The fuck are you talking? Bitch? Get the fuck out of here. Go fucking sleep. Go to sleep. Go to sleep. Rest well. Stop.
A thing. So he's talking to a little kid about the use of PrEP.
In terms of education, then, obviously we touched upon the fact that teachers sometimes could pussyfoot around the subject rather than get straight talking and to the point. But
it's not the time.
Youngsters have.
Homie, it is not the time right now. I do apologize, but it is not the time or place for that. Thank you.
People that are of age.
May you please pay reverence to the situation and its gravity. This is not the time and place for fucking doing that right now. Okay? If I have to repeat myself, I will no longer have to repeat myself. We good? Good.
And onwards, has anyone sat down with you at school or in education and said, this is PrEP and this is what it does?
There's space for levity. It is not at this moment.
Just a good test. The PrEP is basically a medication that means that somebody that
activity.
And I'm giving them their fucking ear because we're gonna learn.
Little kid about the use of.
We're going to learn what this person put a child through. We're going to learn what this nonce did to this child. We're going to remember this. And if we hear anything similar, we're going to be bitchy.
PrEP. And if you don't know what PrEP is used in the community to prevent HIV during.
I can call them a pedo and a nonce because they've been taken in now, so pretty sure. I don't know, maybe not. UK usually hides them, right? Doesn't UK usually hide them? The nonces? The pedos? Is there a policy change I'm unapprised of? You'd hope there's a policy change.
Sexual activity, but why is he talking to this little child right here about that? And how is that even a thing? So he's talking to a little kid about the use of PrEP.
In terms of education, then, obviously, we touched upon the fact that teachers sometimes could pussyfoot around the subject.
You should use serious words and an actual appropriate amount of fucking. You shouldn't use cutesy words around it. You should describe it appropriately and accurately, and you should make sure that they are not being normalized into. This should not be normalized to them. You shouldn't habituate them into this. You shouldn't coerce them into it, and you should do a good job. They've hidden them before, right? But now there's a nonce who's being put on blast. First and last name, convicted on blast. Stephen Ireland exploited a 12-year-old from a position of power as a teacher. I feel like I'm unaware of a policy change. I like that Buck is a nice old man that seems pretty based. Like, I don't know. He has some good. I found his content as of 2 days ago. He seems to have his shit together. It auto-played me here.
Rather than get straight talking and to the point. But is something that youngsters have, people that are of age have, and onwards. Has anyone sat down with you at school or in education and said, this is PrEP and this is what it does?
They should not do that.
Just a good test.
No, they shouldn't. You should teach them how to identify coercion, teach them how to identify inappropriate people, teach them how to articulate it, and teach them to subvert the principal, subvert the parents, and tell the police. The police can then tell the parents and the fucking school and hold them to a cord, because parents and schools have gaslit children into not reporting historically, and we're done with that shit. We can look at the past and see how we can make a better future. The kids need to be taught to tell the police first. Give them cell phones, let them call 911. Only. I don't know. Help them fucking grow. Hey there. How you doing?
The PrEP is basically a medication that means that somebody that is sexually active won't be able to catch the HIV.
They are a fucking baby.
Disease, because they're on PrEP and it stops the spread of the HIV infection.
How is he having access to these young kids?
How is he this much of a fucking bitch? How is he a raging fucking cunt? How is this motherfucker taking control of a fucking freedom movement? How is this motherfucker ruling Pride? Oh yeah, because people that like to exploit power find places of power to exploit. Not every officer is an asshole who wants to murder people, but some people in general wish to exploit power, and they will seek it. They will go and be some folks go and be a fucking angel of death and they're a nurse that kills people. Some people go to the police force and they abuse people. Some people go and start a fucking organization, a group, a clique, a club, a gang, and they abuse people. Positions of power are sometimes identified, seeked out, and utilized as a fucking cudgel by inappropriate people who like to exploit it. That's how. Buck, that's how they do it. It's because bitch asses are bitch asses, honey. I'm fucking sorry. What a charming old man.
Surrey LGBT Pride Center. They're everywhere, these people. They're hiding in plain sight. It's so disgusting. And
yeah, and for what it's worth, my little parallel that isn't exactly this is there are people who want to do literal acts of terror in the movement of veganism. But the goal is to like reduce suffering for all. We're supposed to reduce suffering for no child slavery, reduce it, learn shit, and reduce it is the goal. It's not just animal welfare, it's also child welfare. It's also taking care of the elderly and the infirmed. And I'm gonna just be a whingy bitch about that because again, that's the scope of it. A lot of people misrepresent that. And it's to reduce suffering with what you know, not your assumptions. That's it. Folks that misrepresent it, fuck them. I'll fight them.
gross, and it makes
Literally on the internet. And yeah, and so here's the thing. Like, I don't think that dividing each other into castes and sects, and I don't think doing this caste division shit is actually inspiring unity. And I could be wrong, but it seems like when you start telling people that they're different than someone else, that we're doing this thing that we've observed as humans for a long fucking time, and you're making an in-group and an out-group, and it makes it really fucking easy to be a little fucking nasty hug box. We're people. We stand together. We stand for each other. That's all we need to do. Stop the division. Use the delineation to get people help. Don't use it as your identity. Use it as a way to assist people. Single issue voters are a little bit confusing to me. Single issue content creators are a little weird to me. That doesn't mean they're weird, but they're weird to me.
makes me so mad that these people have infiltrated our community. I just think it's so
Joy division.
upsetting on so many levels. We've really pushed not. That's why I told you kids shouldn't be.
Speaking of, since this person gave this levity moment for it, this person gave a kid a drug. You mentioned Joy Division. Have you ever listened to the band Leftover Crack? We can make a moment for
trans
levity.
spaces or everything in the LGBT community is for a.
The reason we're making a moment for levity is because we have heard the victim's statement, and we have heard, not the victim's statement, we've heard the person coercing the victim. I wanted to let them speak and say what they were going to say, because if I'm going to be critical of someone, I'm going to be critical for the things that they do, the things they commit to, the things that they are doing actively. I don't want to headcanon it. I want to identify what it is and shit on it until I get bored. I mean, sorry. Analyze it and dissect it.
Right. It's so disgusting and gross, and it makes me
one of these words.
So mad that these people have infiltrated our community. I just think it's so upsetting on so many levels. We've really pushed not. That's why I told you kids shouldn't be in trans spaces or everything in the LGBT community is for adults. But here we have prides with all these things, and here it is. It's literally falling.
So the first video I saw by Buck was people like literally carrying children at a pride parade where there's naked adults. If you want your fucking nudist colony, you don't get your nudist colony.
It's because we let these people in under the guise of this is a sexuality. Now is now considered a sexuality. That's why they renamed it MAPS. Okay, so because I have this.
And I'm a licensed professional counselor and sex therapist in Erie, Pennsylvania. And I want to talk about minor attracted persons because they are
Yeah, mine is going to consistently, for the moment, be to address them directly, not to their face, but when they say shit, I will point out why it's inappropriate. I will point out how apes are the mammalians that are capable of this. This is not a thing that equines do. This is not a thing that anyone outside of ape has the neuronal complexity and the brain materia density to have the mechanism to incentivize it. Now, that said, if you want another bit of levity, zebras do drown every fucking zebra baby that isn't their baby. So, equines have a pass on being nonces, but they are prolific murderers. You take some, you lose some. I don't know. Shit's a bitch. You gotta fucking call them out for the shit they do. You gotta fucking point it out. You gotta be direct. You gotta fucking point it out. And you gotta fucking shit on it. You don't have to shit on it. That's me projecting. I want to shit on it. Like, my favorite thing is seeing them come to justice. Let me get off of this man's face. He's a nice old man. Let me not sit on his face.
Probably the most vilified population of folks in our culture. You may have noticed that I'm using the term minor attracted persons.
You mean to say pedophile, nonce, or a molester of children, a sex criminal. You mean to say these words, but as you were.
Sometimes abbreviated to MAPS.
Buck will not
instead
say
of the
this
more
word.
commonly used term.
Buck will not say these words because Buck has a bigger channel, is a better YouTuber than me, is probably much more reasonable and appropriate and much more sound than I am, and is likely going to have a channel that lasts longer than me. But, that said, if you're going to go out in a blaze of glory, do it for something you fucking believe in.
Wow.
And I'm doing this because the term has moved from being a diagnostic label to being a judgmental, hurtful insult.
It's both. And you know what? Eat 10 dicks about it. Eat 10 old, crotchety, 90-year-old dicks about it. Eat a barbecued bag of 90-year-old cock. I'm not going to normalize it. I'm not going to trivialize it. I'm not going to let it get reduced into a thing which is now being habituated into our society. I'm not going to let that root in the zeitgeist. That's never fucking happening. Because I don't give a fuck about what the fuck your goal is, if it is that. You're trying to fuck up a freedom movement. You're fucking up pride, you're fucking up a freedom movement, and you'd go to, again, let's be fucking clear. People who do this have infiltrated not straight spaces. They've infiltrated conservative spaces. They've infiltrated academia. They've infiltrated policy. People who abuse power have infiltrated the police force. There are officers of the law who have been convicted for this shit and caught doing it. People who wish to abuse power will find positions in which they may do so. And I am going to find disdain, disgust, and just outright shitty fucking vibes for them.
That we
Oh, sorry, let me not mince my words. Fuck them.
hurl at people in order to harm them or slander them.
These people.
Her pronoun.
Yeah, I mean, like, I'm not trying to be a shithead, but a lot of people want to harm them. So what? Eat shit.
These people are.
Like, no one should hurt anyone, but like, the consensus might be that people do want to hurt them, yeah. Again, hurting people ain't the right way, but these motherfuckers need to be rebuked, admonished, criticized, pointed out, identified, reported to the authorities.
So sick. This is a sex therapist. Okay.
Because possibly hurt people. We do have to acknowledge that some people were normalized into this when they were youth. We have a lot to fix. Currently, we need to make sure that the youth know how to report this stuff so it doesn't happen. Because if it gets normalized to a kid, they grow up into an adult. If it's still normalized to an adult, what do you think they fucking do? I'm not saying that every person who's like hurt is going to hurt others, but I am saying that those who it's normalized to have been coerced, conditioned, and groomed into accepting it as an okay thing that is trivial. Those folks might be more inclined to think it's trivial, okay, and fine because they've been coerced into that. That's not everyone. However, they no shit they don't know. They probably got their growth stunted at 10 or 12. It's fucked up. But if they knew how to identify it, if they knew it was inappropriate, if they knew how to articulate it, do you think they'd be in the same place when they got older? I think they'd have more stigma to oppose it. And so that's why I'm going to stand very fucking firmly on we need to teach the children how to tell authorities. They need to go to the police first, not their parents, not the school, the police. The police will then browbeat the ever-living shit out of everyone else. The schools have let down the children's, clearly. Children? They let down the children's. That's how my stepdad would say it. Children's. And the parents sometimes minimize it. I recall to this day, one of my friend's kids said that their teacher was looking at photos of underage kids on their phone at school. I remember them saying this. The parent thought that that was unfeasible, unreasonable, and wouldn't happen. I told the kid to tell the police, to tell the school board, to make sure the principal knows. Tell them all. Make sure that people who can act are apprised. I told their parent that I thought that the kid needs to be taught how to protect themselves. And I will never back down on that shit. They were able to identify coercion, so I congratulated them and told them thank you for protecting their friends. And I told them thank you for protecting the victims that we would have never heard about. Because you need to encourage them to rat on people.
Trying to cush it.
That is what sex education should be for them. How to identify abusive bitches and cut that shit off.
It's an insult to be called a yeah.
It is an insult to be called a pedophile. That's why Hassan uses phrase and Destiny uses phrases like debate pedophile. That's why they do that. Yes, it is.
Let me say something. It would just be horrifying to have that. I think most definitely it needs to be studied. What is up with that?
Hyperbole. I've recently had to explain hyperbole on the internet because someone didn't identify me being hyperbolic. I'm fairly sure that Buck is Buck being hyperbolic? I'll keep it a buck. I need to rewind that.
Trying to cush it. It's an insult to be called a yeah. Look, let me say something. It would just be horrifying to have that. I think most definitely it needs to be studied. What is up with that? It is sick. It is not okay. The person is mentally ill.
Yeah, it does need to be studied. There does need to be a path for them, but it damn sure isn't what it looks like fucking now. Capsule Corp for the win, bruh.
It's not a sexuality, in my opinion, okay?
In my opinion, it's a fucking grievous lapse of judgment, and someone that is so terminal critical, and it is letting the critically underserved critically underserve other people who deserved better. That's all it is to me.
In my opinion, it is not a sexuality. These are children who cannot consent to sex with an adult. So no, it is not a sexuality. No, it is not okay. And yes, we should be studying it. And yes, these people should be locked up somewhere so they're away from kids. They can't control themselves. And then we have weirdos like this lady who's a sex therapist and wants to cushion it because now we need to call it MAPS because is now an insult. It's always been an insult, lady. Like, you're gross.
I'm gonna say it here first. Fuck it, chat. I'm saying it. If I say MAPS, I'm using it as a slur. I'm sorry that I'm not sorry. If I allude to MAPS, I'm using it as a slur. So I want the MAPS out there to know that if I address them I'm doing so as a slur. If I say map, it's a slur. I can be technical and clinical and call you a pedophile, but if I call you a map, it's a slur. It's a minor attracted person. I think that should be a slur. You know, that sounds like a slur. I like it. I'm going with it. Hey, it's bitch's first slur on stream. Let's go. Let's fucking get that.
And you're part of the problem. I'm so mad about these people. So
fuck it. I'm gonna stigmatize the fuck out of them saying maps. You know these bitches have a fucking list of their ops, right? Like they deadass. I found it when I was looking for vegan patriot lore because there's a possibly misinformation about vegan patriot killing a man. And for some reason, she's also spoken against the maps. And if I upload this segment as a VOD, put me on the list of ops. Go for it. I will gladly oppose them. I will be their biggest op if I get the fucking chance and grace. I'll be the op that is there until I'm dead.
I want to bring up this one that I found. I'm trying.
Mm-hmm. Can I call them a minor attracted adult? MAA? I don't know. Like, I feel like there's a bit more precision we can get in there, but genuinely, I see how that can be like misconstrued. I know how the thought experiment goes, where you can then describe, well, what if two children happen to have a crush on each other when they're children? What if two 10-year-olds or 12-year-olds think they have a crush and go on a date? I get that technically that we're gonna have to like also say, well, I will think on it because I see your merit. I'm gonna think on it because I can see how I can see the accuracy in what you say. I can't say I'll commit to it tonight, but I will damn sure consider it. I will put some thought into understanding
how this. So beginning with this Stephen Ireland dude getting busted, and for doing this stuff, and we don't even know how many other kids, right? So then, kids have they're accessible on the internet to these people. So remember, found him on Grindr, 12 years old, and now. So now, as I'm showing you this, I want to show you how now it's sort of these weirdo people want to add it to the LGBTQIA community so that it becomes normalized. Remember, before I showed you that lady was talking about.
Thank you for the vindication, Buck. My first words were normalization and habituation.
Sexual.
Thank you.
And how they try to normalize these behaviors. So this is the same thing. They're trying to normalize this deviant.
By normalizing it, the adults that are the aggressors and the children who are their victims are habituated into trivializing it. So we can like we're going to full circle it and make that declaration and say why I'm saying those words.
Disgusting behavior. So as two adults, I don't care what you do. Lick each other's feet and bounce down the street as a beach ball like I told you before. I don't really care.
Yeah. By the way, I need to make a shout out. I need to do if we're going to look at this and be critical, I need to take a moment to make a very appropriate shout out of something that I think is actually, okay, cool. I got it. Here. Shout out, McOut. Oh, wrong one. Didn't I search for Vatican? How the fuck did I'll find it.
Those are two consenting adults, but you keep children out of this. And so I'm sort of trying to create a story here for you. And I know I'm all kind of yelling because I'm just so god dang mad about this whole thing.
That's illegal. Well,
perfect. I remember this is one of the Al Jazeera publications that everyone will get down with. Vatican body urges compensation for abused. This is 2024. This is the Pope who recently passed effort. He put into place, I believe, and I could be wrong about the duration, a a decade plus long campaign to ensure that the child victims of sexual assault at the hand of adults had a path to reparation, and the adults had to be accountable. Shout out to our late Pope. Shout the fuck out. The Catholic Church must allow victims of sexual abuse by its clergy the right to compensation and make it easier to remove priests. The Vatican Child Protection Commission says in its first annual report, the 50-page report published Tuesday is the first ever global assessment of the Church's efforts to address the crisis of sexual abuse within its ranks. For decades, the Church has been shaken by scandal. Again, article for y'all. Some people get upset at Al Jazeera. Try to get upset at this. Fucking try. Like, this is a fucking W. If I can call a W for Buck, I can call a W for Al Jazeera.
I just don't believe we should be shunning those in our community that have desires to engage in a romantic relationship with someone.
No, I'm gonna shun the fuck out of them. Like, I'm like 10% sure that if I put the VOD of this up, that a map person is possibly going to come into our fucking comments, come into our shit, and try to report it, and try to get us peeled off the platform. How'd I put this? Fuck you. Eat shit. You could eat my asshole. I'm a grown-ass bitch.
Mad about this
Bitches.
whole thing.
That's illegal.
Cunt-ass bitch.
Well, I just don't believe we should be shunning those in our community that have desires to engage in a romantic
What community? Bitch, you have no community. You have a jail cell.
relationship with someone in a drastically different age group.
Oh my God.
So you're saying you support pedophiles?
Go marry an 80-year-old man when you're fucking 40. I don't give a fuck. Do that. Fuck it. Don't do this.
I'm saying I support love.
Okay.
And just because America
Bitch, you're
views ages like 18 as some sort of imaginary bar.
I think they should have protection till they're 7 years goddamn old. Their brains are still developing. The credit people need to extend their asses credit. But the fucking people who extend them credit, those coercive shitheads, need to forgive that credit. We need to protect them from other adult motherfuckers, maybe till 25, and then protect them from institutions till 27. Their brains are legitimately still forming. We habituate them into credit. We allow them to be habituated into this shit. Clearly, as adults, we need to fix this holistically and systemically. This man with the hat in the corner looks so much like one of my best friends, but he doesn't. Like, when he turns, you can see that he doesn't, because it's like, here's the part. It's the hat, the way his shoulders sit, the collared shirt over the tee. Everyone does that. I know. I am the first to put a fucking crop top under a fucking plaid shirt. I get it. Whatever. I like the glasses and the hat. Reminds me of a homie. Is not.
Or a line in the sand for humans to engage in romantic relationships doesn't mean it's right.
So you don't see anything wrong with a 20-year-old dating a 12-year-old?
That's not what I'm saying. But listen,
Yeah, it is.
in Nigeria, the age of consent is 11.
We're not in Nigeria.
Well, that shouldn't be the case. How a hot fucking take. Any group that normalizes this can fucking stop. They have the power. They are grown adults. They can choose to stop. They're choosing to do this.
Other countries like Brazil, Colombia. If we're taking if we're taking a month as a country to showcase our pride for other communities of sexual exploration, then I think we should add the letter P, which is just as important as the L, G, B, and T.
Oh my
caller
Bitch, fuck yourself.
believes P should be added to the LGBT
I'm
to
usually
include
not one to go
files.
for ad hominems.
I told you.
I actually find going for ad hominems to be disgusting, but fuck this bitch. Her shitty ass opinions, her shitty ass fucking thoughts, the shitty fucking ways she constructs her fucking thoughts, her shitty ass arguments and her shitty ass attitude. Fuck her shitty ass choices. You know what I didn't say? Oh wait, I think I just... I was about to say I think I avoided an ad hominem. I was criticizing her choices, her actions, and her means and modes. But I also said fuck this bitch. I almost got out ad hominem free. Almost. So fuck this bitch, fuck this bitch, fuck this bitch, fuck this bitch. I don't give a fuck. Eat 10 dicks. Eat some old geriatric dick. Oh my gosh. No. Okay, you are a godsend. You are number one. Huh. Oops.
The LGBT
right.
to include.
You are right.
Pedophiles. I told you. See, they're trying to
For what it's worth, I'll get the fucking text.
normalize it. They're calling it a sexuality. And in Nigeria, they marry 12-year-old. We're not in Nigeria, lady. You go live in Nigeria. We're in a...
No, don't. Don't send this bitch there. No. Make this bitch stay in America. Make this bitch stay in UK where it's illegal. Like, if you want to go for sex tourism, you're a fucking creep. Don't... Buck, I get that you're joking. But you accidentally walked into telling this bitch to go do sex tourism. Honey, please, I hope you notice this later or now. I don't fucking know. Fuck it. I hope you know now. Bitch, god damn it.
They're trying to normalize it. They're calling it a sexuality. And in Nigeria, they marry 12-year-old. We're not in Nigeria, lady. You go live in Nigeria. We're in America, and we have to protect these kids from you freaks. What? Oh my God, the way they legitimize it, try to legitimize it is, oh my God. So you better stay away from me, far away from me. Okay.
I mean, this bitch hates being called things that are opposed to their delicate sensibilities. They should probably stay away from me too. I think I'd make somebody cry. If we get a single map in our comments, because I post this as a VOD, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna report them to YouTube. So if there's a map gonna watch this VOD later, because I'm gonna be on point with metadata, just let's say they try to. I'm gonna report your ass to YouTube. And I'm not afraid to go on a fucking generational compromat campaign on a motherfucker.
So I found this one.
Why do the pedophiles care about lesbians, bisexuals, homosexuals, and transgenders? If I am a...
They will strap themselves to any freedom movement. Again, they have attached themselves to they've attached themselves to a freedom movement. They've attached themselves to cultural acceptance. They've attached themselves to conservatism. They've attached themselves to religious observance. They try to get in everywhere, and you just can't fucking let them. They're gonna normalize it and habituate people into it, and then the cycle continues. If you want to stop seeing people, unfreeze, bitch. If you want to stop seeing people get offended for being called pedos and dirty fucking pedophiles, if you want to see the fucking dirty, shitty, fucking cock motherfucking bastard ass shit cock fucking lame ass cunt fuck pedophiles stop being offended, the fastest way is stop the cycle, and the fastest way to that is probably gonna be to fucking not let them normalize it so they stop habituating people into it so they stop happening to fucking exist. I'm not calling for them to be unexisted. I'm simply saying that there is a systemic and very holistic way to stop this shit. It is not a fucking shotgun. I'm not gonna let you kill people. Don't even type it. I see you out there. I'm in your head. I'm in your thoughts. Don't do it. Don't do it. Buckshot. Just because we're watching Buck Angel, you can't make a buckshot. You could technically make a Buck is going to take shots at them metaphorically in the talking shit sense. I guess you could slide that one by. You could slip that one in there. But I'm watching you. I'm watching you. Don't do it. Fuck the bastards. No calling for harm. Am I projecting? Probably.
I don't want to go to jail. I'm a celebrity.
I mean, like, bury them under the goddamn jail. Like, just put them all in solid. They've clearly shown they will do inappropriate sex shit. I don't want them around other prisoners. I know solitary might be a form of torture. I understand that. But clearly, they'll torture other people. So why the fuck would you do that? Like, I mean, people joke about putting them in gin pop to get them fucked up. I don't think that rape is appropriate even if it's to a pedo. I think they should be solitaried. I think they shouldn't be around people. I think a nurse should check in on them periodically. Maybe. Doctor, interview them, talk to them, archive what they say, learn their thoughts. Learn how to spot that shit earlier and not let it happen to the next generation. But I mean, they could do manual labor, and so Johnny Somali, for trying to, do sex crimes to children in South Korea, there's a chance he's gonna be doing manual labor in the cabbage fields. Ain't that nice? Some cabbage field work, some hard manual labor to stop you from trying to ask 13-year-old UK girls to marry you. I think some hard manual labor is in store. I think that'll do. Maybe he'll get too tired and tuckered out to do it. So, W South Korea. W. Let's fucking go.
I'm famous. Ritualistic sex is what we do with kids. It's part of our demonic culture.
This person is not... I do believe they're assessing them and being critical. I could be wrong, running it back so I don't lose context.
This one.
Why do the
popping off on
care about lesbians, bisexuals, homosexuals, and transgenders? If I am a pedophile, I don't want to go to jail. I'm a celebrity. I'm famous. Ritualistic sex is what we do with kids. It's part of our demonic culture. I want it to become normal.
It ain't demonic. It's dirty. It's disgusting. It's inappropriate. It's unsafe. It victimizes more. It makes it more easy to habituate people into thinking this is okay, and then they might go to offend. It ain't demonic. It's something, but you can articulate what it is. You don't have to use bullshit, fanciful words to describe it. It's a thing. Call it what it is.
I want it stricken from the criminal code altogether. I'm going to push LGBTQ because if a child is old enough to decide I never want to have children, take my testicles, take my ovaries. If an 8, 9, 10, 11-year-old child is old enough to make those 3 decisions, how can you argue that they're not old enough to decide to have sex? The argument of the pedophile is going to be backed up by this LGBT crusade against our children, because in their sick minds, they are rationalizing the argument before the courts. Wow. If he's old enough to say, I don't want my testicles, if she's old enough to say, I never want to have children, if he's old enough to say, I want to live my life as a girl, if she's old enough to say, I want to live a life as a boy and I don't care about having kids, and she can say this at 12, is she not also old enough to decide when she's ready to have sex? That is going to be the argument that the pedophiles are.
I'm getting a thing. Getting a reference. Please tell me this is the reference to it that's still uploaded. Come on. Come on. I'm looking for the video, goddammit.
Are going to take into court. LGBTQ is the mask the pedophile movement wears to get their agenda pushed.
Says it all right there. You see what's happened to the LGBT community? Crazy people. Crazy. I will always tell you that
Agent provocateurs and people who misuse freedom movements are prevalent. We are stuck with them, remarkably unfortunately. And not liking them doesn't unexist them out of the world. What we need to do is be critical of them constantly. I may be vicious sometimes. Fight me.
And I tell you this story all the time.
Literally.
I remember in the 80s when NAMBLA, National Association of Man Love, tried to hitch their wagon onto the LGBT space. And people were like, you better get out of here now. We're not going to put up with that nonsense. But little by little, they cracked queer theory, trans kids, non-binary, children know who they are at 5 or birth, they're born. They just little by little cracked that space. And now calling it MAPS, this dude just said it all. And I'm ashamed to even be a part of a community that would do this to children. It's sick and twisted and not what actual LGBT people are. These people are twisted weirdos. And I can't.
I'm trying to find a specific clip. I thought I sent it to someone who I gossip with and tell fucking everything. And it turns out I didn't.
Even get the words out because I want to say so many things that will get me shut down that I can't. I don't even know if I have to bleep out the thing here because
You do, I don't. I'll call them pedophiles.
I don't even know if I found these videos on YouTube, so I don't know if I have to bleep this out or if we're allowed to say the word now, even though it's an actual word. And we need to be able to.
So here's what's going to happen. I'm going to put this VOD up. The pedophiles are going to watch it because they're going to look through metadata and be creepy about it. And they're going to report my video. Okay, I have 0 strikes. I'm trying to be technical, buy the fucking word, use words accurately and to the point. They aren't gonna like that. I don't care. Literally, fucking cry harder, bitch.
Say these things. We need to have these conversations. I found this, which I'm leaving you with this because this blew my mind. And at first I didn't think it was real. I thought,
night, homie. It's been a pleasure hanging out with you. Please rest well. Thank you for being an appropriate adult who works hard for everybody. You're a fucking good one. Thank you very much. You're fucking loved.
it was one of
you jokey goober.
Those sort of, because you can't tell the lines between reality and non-reality, right? Or like just kind of making fun of are so blurred now, right? Reality is blurred. So when I saw this, I really was like, no, there's no way this is.
Yeah. It's that we have people overcorrecting viciously and to a point of fucking actual concern. And we're going to have to talk with these people about it at some point. Because they will have to fucking listen. They will come to accord. We will not let this go on.
True.
Camp for pedophiles in Vermont is incredibly disturbing. So this is the MAP camp, or Minor Attracted Persons Camp, which is the name that pedophiles are trying to use to escape the stigma. So last year, somebody in Vermont discovered this event page online, and what they found was absolutely disturbing. Apparently, this camp for pedophiles was held September 19th through September 22nd of 2024, and they wouldn't reveal where they were camping. But this was a huge group of pedophiles camping alone in the woods, and some people said that this was happening in near proximity to a school. So on their website, they listed potential risks. They're talking about normal camping risks here, but then they said exposure to pedophiles and other weirdos. And also common risks with hiking and other outdoor activities. This is from their actual website. Blisters, getting lost, insect bites and stings, heat exhaustion, falling, tripping because you were distracted by a sexy minor instead of watching where you were going. No sexy
I hate you.
Children around to look at, a common problem when hiking. So obviously nobody would want this event near their hometown, especially near a school. And this turned into an entire storm in this small town in Vermont. They held...
Hold, I finally found it. It took me a long fucking time, but I found an archive. I also have one downloaded because I was going to rag on this later.
Back again next week when we discuss the legendary question of all time. You
want to brace yourself? This is Hassan Piker, by the way, if anyone wanted rage bait.
Of all time, old enough to count, old enough to mount, question mark? Back again next week when we discuss the legendary question of all time. Old enough to count, old enough to mount? Question mark. Back again next week when we discuss the legendary question of all time. Old enough to count, old enough to mount? Question mark. Back again next week when we discuss the legendary question of all time. Old enough to count, old enough to mount? Question mark. Back again next week when we discuss the legendary question of all time.
Spiker.
Old enough to count, old enough to mount? Question mark.
It's Hasanabi, the second biggest, in quotes, political streamer on Twitch. Usually racking in 30,000 viewers a fucking episode of his little fucking stream.
Back again next.
He's also a fucking bastard when he says some fucking, again, what are we talking about? How normalizing it allows people to be habituated. That's a lazy fucking joke he made, ain't it? It's a real fucking lazy ass joke.
Next week when we discuss the legendary question of all time. Old enough to count, old enough to mount?
And I quote, "This is the degenerate who is lecturing you about morality? Oh hey, flag of Taiwan, flag of Ukraine. You know what? That's based. Let's go." A lot of people forget. Stand by Taiwan, y'all. Don't for fucking get.
Community meetings with leaders from their town. Campgrounds denied that they allowed these people to camp out there.
Little fucking break. Hold up. So I'm saying, like, respects to this person for some shit, but let's be honest here. Shout out to Roma folk everywhere who have dealt with exile and erasure. Shout out to the Hebrew homies who've endured the same. Since this person's gonna be based as fuck, let's also like let's also chip into base for a minute and let's move back on to this.
But according to this group, or from what we could find online, it did happen, and it might happen again next year.
Oh yeah, like he'd be doing dickhead shit again. This is how one person can pervert a freedom movement.
Next week when we discuss the legendary question of all time. Old enough to count, old enough to mount?
This reductive, ad hominem addled bastard is likely enabling more bullshit against the freedom movement he says he stands by, because in being an inaccurate, disgenuine, overly hyperbolic, egregious shit stain, what he does is he stands up people to just easily fuck with him, tear him down. He gets content out of it. The freedom movement gets detrimented. I'd be saying the same thing if someone were doing this to the homies on the right. I'd be pointing it out. I'd be just as willing to detach the individual from the group. I'd be standing for the fucking group of people who aren't doing it, and I'd be critical of the individuals who are fucking up. As a nonpartisan bitch, I find it very fun to just rag on everything when it's deserving.
Question mark?
And this just goes to show.
Back to our reasonable adult correspondent, Buck Angel. Take it away, Buck.
That the normalization of this stuff is never okay. In my opinion, deserve the stigma, especially the ones that actually harm kids.
So I was like,
not even the ones that don't harm, just everyone. Just the last line.
In my opinion, deserve the stigma, especially.
I don't think we're gonna weigh it. I think we're gonna say it's all fucked and they should get the stigma.
Especially the ones.
That's my take. They should all take the stigma. You're gonna live with it. If you're gonna make it your identity, if you're gonna have that fucking internalized, you're gonna fucking live with it. I have to live with being a fucking decrepit autistic bitch that can barely do some shit with my life and needs help. You're gonna live with being that. I'm gonna live with doing my dishes by hand. You're gonna live with your choices too. I do my dishes by hand. I chose to do that. They chose to be a pedophile. They could have broken the cycle. They could have not done that. They could have chose something else. They could have gone home. They could have worn this hat. They could have done anything. They had options. They had fucking options and they chose this.
That actually harm kids.
They could wear my hat.
So I was like, what? That just seems totally like bull crap. So I'm like, okay, I did a little searching on the internet, and what did I find? I found this. And this says, Vermont Daily Chronicle, state police investigating social media claims about Vermont pedophile map gathering this weekend. This has a
Wait, don't publish that. Let them meet and then raid the goddamn building. Nah, brah. Fucking move in silence and move in force. Let them go to the goddamn building, compromise their ass, dig up every fucking thing, go through their metadata, find out where they're gonna fucking be, and the second they fucking close the doors and they get there, round them all up. Put them in a fucking, the whole police station can put together the money to rent a bus. Put them in a bus. Put them in a fucking bus, take them to the jail. Put chains on the doors. I don't give a fuck. There's not gonna be a fire. Clearly, there won't be a fire in the bus. They'll be fine. They'll be safe. They'll be fine. It's not a safety hazard, not a fire hazard. Don't worry. They'll be fine. They'll get to jail safely, and they can stay there.
Let me see if the audio plays.
State police investigating social media claims about VT pedophile map gathering this weekend. By guy.
You know that it's still legal for people to marry children in the States, right?
Page. Vermont Intelligence Center. Fully involved in evaluating social media reports.
The Vermont police communicated on intense local, state, online social media buzz about maps minor attracted.
I have context. Give me 10 seconds. I got you. Love and respect. I got you. Not a fret.
Persons gathering reportedly scheduled to occur in Washington County beginning on Thursday, September 19th. Minor attracted person is another term for pedophile. The social media posts have named 2 Washington County individuals as playing a role in the reporting gathering and also have speculated on the location. VDC is withholding these names and other details as neither the event nor the September 19th event have been confirmed. A website promoting Washington County map event was taken down from the internet. So
we're gonna hear the words of a victim. So we're gonna put our fucking reverence hats on, be respectful, and listen to somebody tell us something. Did you know that the Kleins were willing and able to make sure that a victim of child sexual assault had a voice when the Jumhas silenced them? Did you know that iDubbbz and Anissa silenced the victim of child sexual assault, and the Kleins had to come around to give them help financially that the Jumhas didn't come through with, and to give them a platform that the Jumhas reneged on because they torpedoed Creator Clash? Possibly intentionally, because apparently they're now ratting on each other and each other's necks, and Ian's like, yeah, it wasn't gonna. Anissa's like, it wasn't gonna succeed, and is now ratting on her dude, and her dude's blowing up at her. We're gonna watch some conflict in paradise these next couple days. You know what? That sounds like content. Let's go.
You specifically.
So I started. It was really hard for me to share, but I started an Instagram called The 12-Year-Old Bride. And I started that Instagram last year, January, when I started my advocacy work. So if they can follow that Instagram, then I can, in the bio section, I have like the articles that I've been in for passing the law here in Washington State. And I plan to announce in the future as well other states that I'm working on. The 2 states that I'm working on next is Hawaii, Oregon, and California. And so when I come to California, I hope that, I can reach out to you guys and get support.
Anytime.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Is there, so if you come out here and you're able to talk, is public support going to help this bill get passed? When
yes, 100%.
Yeah.
There's not enough people. So basically, when because California trashed the bill, now the nonprofits that I work with have to restart the bill from scratch, right? So once they get the bill written up, now they have to ask politicians to sponsor the bill. Once they have politicians to sponsor the bill, then we go to Sacramento and then we lobby. Yeah. What that means is that I have to meet with every single politician every 30 minutes and tell them my sad story, right?
Yeah. Over
and over. And by the way, I also suffer from PTSD because of my trauma that I've had in my child marriage, right? So imagine telling your story over and over for every 30 minutes with a new politician, trying to get them to co-author this House bill. And then after 30 minutes of crying and telling them your story because it's so hard, they say, thank you for sharing. But you know what? Because of our sponsors, we're not going to be able to co-author right now. We're going to let you know later if we decide to support the bill.
Yeah. So we'll let you know when it becomes another bill, because every bill has like a house number or a number to it.
Yes.
So we'll let you know when the next bill goes through. And then you guys, I don't know if people have to write to their congressman or.
So basically there's going to be a link that I will share, right? And so all you got to do is just go in there and put your email address and the link that is provided by the nonprofit is actually I would like to share. Her name is Frady, and she's also Jewish. And I know, right?
I love that.
Yeah, she's also Jewish, okay? And she's from New Jersey, okay? Yes. She funded the nonprofit called Unchained at Last because she said that in her community, she was a child bride but married at the age of 18. And she couldn't leave because in the community, if you're Jewish, you're not able to leave your husband unless he unchains you from him. Yeah, like you have to go through all these like schooling and stuff, and they torture you. Yeah, and so she started the nonprofit Unchained at Last. And so she and her nonprofit is actually the one that I'm working with. They're also a federal nonprofit, so they also work with the United Nations. We're hoping that we can end child marriage by 2030.
I hope so too. It's so disturbing, and just the lack of awareness is frankly unbelievable. So, by the way, I want everyone to go. We're gonna link the 12-year-old bride. I see this page you have set up here. Let's put that in the description and spam it in chat. Make sure that we get people following this page.
It's in our description too. It's in our chat. It's in our description. Always learn about local policy. When I say that you need to vote every 2 years, a lot of folks in the States are bunged up in doing it federally, but they're missing the fucking ball. If you want to see actual change in your fucking community, you need to do this every 2 years, at least. You might have special elections. They could be more frequent. That's when you get involved. If you want to see changes in your community, if you want your elders to get treated better, you want your kids to have good buses and good routes to school, you have to participate locally. You have one job as a grown-ass adult, and that is to pick up others so they don't go through the same hardship and folly you did. Do that. Why don't you? Why don't you do that? Again, there's the link to their stuff in chat, and it'll be in the description as well. I highly recommend you go and give this entire segment a run. It is, 20 minutes of compelling content, which I think needs to be amplified severely. You have the Instagram. I don't have an Instagram, so I'm not logged in, or do I have the ability to render it, but I copied the link that best I could. I removed the redirect bullshit. I tried my best. Please, if you wish to be involved locally and you wish to do these things I am whinging about, keep an eye out for grassroots shit. This is an example of it. Another example will be, let's say you want your farmers to make enough money so they aren't in debt yearly. That's what you have to do locally too. Got to do that locally. If you want to see it go anywhere else, start local. With love and respect, I want us all to succeed and thrive. Little non sequitur. You can't say I don't do effortful reacts when I have 2x'd, I have 3x'd this video. This video is 24 minutes. I've been bitching for an hour. Buck
was taken down.
If I show up in Content ID, don't take my video down. I respect you because you're a nice old man and I like old men. They seem to be pleasant, and I get on with them best. They piss me off. Mostly, if I can pick most of my friends have been nice old men. They keep me out of trouble, and they keep me away from shitheads. Much respect.
Seem like guilty, right? There's a lot. I'll put this here so you can read it. VSP is unable to monitor events or groups that engage in activities that courts have ruled are.
Buck, don't you try to protect me by taking it down just because I started a fight with the fucking pedophiles. Don't you do it. I'm a big girl. They can come at me if they want to, bruh. I got you. I will call the spade a spade to the day I die. I got
protected
you,
by the First Amendment, regardless of the views those groups express. If we receive reports of criminal contact, so I guess you can have a website that talks about this because you get to have freedom.
Stop normalizing it. Stop habituating others into it and go fuck yourself. You're not allowed to say that you wish to harm an elected official. In my fucking goddamn opinion, you should also not be allowed to say you're trying to victimize children. Or to normalize it. Or to fucking talk about your recovery. Talk about your growth away from it. Talk about how you're not doing it and how you're fucking changing. Don't tell us that you're trying to normalize it. No one fucking likes you. You have no friends. No one likes you. Fuck you.
of, what is it? Freedom of
feel bullied
expression, which is insane to me because these are children.
It's fine. If I upload this video and YouTube takes it down, I promise I'll just go to fucking x.com and blow their shit up so loudly they're gonna feel more glass than fucking Twitch does for letting Hassan get away with fucking travesty.
At today's noontime press conference, VDC asked Governor Scott if he had any updates on these reports. He passed the question along to Vermont Department of Public Safety Deputy Commissioner Daniel, who said they have heard conflicting reports. Okay. The challenge, of course, is that no laws have been broken. Okay. So I guess you can
fucking make it a thought crime.
Talk about this. The Vermont Intelligence Center is fully involved, aware of all.
I'm down for two things being called thought crimes. Saying, like, normalizing harming people. Oh, actually, no, that's the one. Normalizing harming people. That's the one thing I'm down with being a thought crime. Don't say that anything is deserving of death, harm. This is one of the two. Fuck yourself, boo. Eat shit.
Open sources will be prepared to protect
that's
the
the
safety
one fucking,
of all citizens.
That's the one thought crime I think I'm down with getting people bunged up for. Deciding they're going to commit to this and then doing it. So I guess it's an action thing. Fuck them.
Wow. Just so it's real. It's actually real. That thing. They took it down. So to me, when you take something down, doesn't that kind of insinuate a little bit of guilt? Something, or you don't want something?
No, they're hiding. They're covering their tracks and they're hiding. They're probably hiding metadata. I don't fucking trust that.
People to see. Oh, wow, you guys. What a hard, difficult, insane story that was. And I just showed you that.
Fuck this bitch. Respects to the victim. No 12-year-old should have had to go through any of this.
These people are here and they are infiltrating the LGBTQIA poo-poo community. We all have known it. We see it. It's in our faces. Yet they're, I guess, protected by the First Amendment, which is...
They go to every group. They try to infiltrate freedom movements like this community. They try to infiltrate political movements. They try to infiltrate religious movements. They go everywhere. They go everywhere. I mean, they may not support it, but they do enable it. Let's say they get bitchy that we directly accuse them of supporting it. Okay, fine. They enable the fuck out of it. They are contributors to its continuance. Don't do that. Be better. Try harder. Be a grown-ass adult. Put your big britches britches on. Act like a responsible adult. And don't enable people to be pedophiles and hurt children. And them habituating others into it, normalizing it, having cavalier conversations, and going to public forum and trying to talk about how it's fun and fine and appropriate. No, we don't even have to call them evil. We can call them the litany of fucked up things they are, and I find it much more grating if I call them a long list of very specific things that they can now know they didn't have to do, but they chose to do. I don't want to take their agency or autonomy away, unlike they want to do to children. So I'm going to call them the litany of things that they are and the litany of things that they do. I won't call them evil. I won't just simplify it. No, it's complex. They're a complex person doing complex shit. They're inappropriate. They're habituating others into a negative behavior. They're normalizing it to others. They're putting people at risk. They're not breaking a cycle. They're using their trauma as a cudgel to reoffend and hurt others. And they're being fucking troglodytic fucking shit-faced motherfucking bitch-ass pieces of shit that I don't fucking like. I almost made it without an ad hominem. God damn it. I gotta hang up my fucking less than shitty streamer hat. Goddamn.
Actually insane. I guess you actually have to rape the child or molest the child.
I mean, if I ad hominem a group. I don't care. I really don't care. Not in this case. I don't give a fuck. Eat shit.
Before you get arrested, which just seems like, what? What? Shouldn't...
Yeah, no, get them on thought crimes.
You want to prevent that?
This is how come we have to...
Thank you all.
The way we prevent it is proper sex ed. Don't teach them about fucking anal and sex toys. Teach them about coercion. Teach them about inappropriate shit, like the adults that are inappropriate. Teach them what is an appropriate versus inappropriate topic. Don't push abstinence. Don't even have to go there. Just de-incentivize it. Don't mystify it. If you mystify it, you're fucking up. If you trivialize it, normalize it, and habituate others into it, you're fucking up. Don't overcorrect on an extreme and be a bitch. Find a nice, appropriate ground in which you can assess it and help people. It's okay to see those things as evil. I'm just gonna call them all the things they are, so they have to live with the litany of shit that I will tell them they could have not done, the ways they could have been better, and I will make them know and very clearly that every choice they made is a choice that divorced them from the fucking otherwise group of humans that are telling them they're wrong, ignorant, unconstructive, harmful, and fucking assholes. I want them to know that I think there are a lot of things they could have done differently. Because I think the biggest insult is telling someone they could have done better, pointing out how, and letting them accept that they're a fuck up. Maybe it's not an insult. Maybe it's the worst. I think it's the meanest way I can be. Because now I'm calling them a shit actor for their shit decisions, their shit modality, their shit means, their shit modes, their shit fucking actions. And they know exactly why. I don't want them to pivot and take me calling them that for something else. It's reasonable to feel that. I'm not trying to harsh you for it. I'm not trying to corral how you speak either. I'm just gonna be a fucking very pedantic piecemeal bitch with them. Because I think if I can point out everything, instead of one thing to call them, I've now called them 7. Because I think they are 7 fucking steps divorced from reason. And I want them to know this. Loud and fucking clear. Fuck them. Let's go.
So much for supporting the channel. So it just seems like, what? Shouldn't you want to prevent that? So with that, thank you all so much for supporting the channel and helping me to bring these important stories to you all. And let's get rid of these psychos and these gross people who are totally destroying this community that once was about just adults living their lives and not hurting other people and just finding space that we could not force you to take on our own beliefs just like everybody else and move forward in our lives. So thanks again. I do appreciate you all so much. Thanks for liking, subscribing to the channel. Comments are awesome. And I'll see you guys. I have to go wash myself. I feel dirty. Have a great rest of your day.
I'm going to shower before I get offline too, but that's because I play games in front of a hot computer. And I've got my blanket on my legs, and so they feel a little bit weird. I might have gotten some crisp dust on my blanket. Favorite blanket, by the way. You can like see through it. Hold on, I got you. One sec. Okay, you can't see through it, but it's like, look at this. Look at how it frays at the end. Like, I can get a flashlight. Hold on, I can show you how easy it is. We're taking a moment to appreciate my blanket. It's a nice change, and you know you're glad. You know you're glad to see some happy bitch. Don't even. See how empty it, see how like, it's so sheer. It's so cozy. You can like see the fucking, you can see the knit in it. You can see light from the other side. I like it. It's my favorite blanket. My mom got it for me. Like, she bought me like a few good blankets that I still have to this day. Cause I was a homeless bitch for a while. I was working a job, so didn't have a home. Mom sent me blankets. Got my first place. Mom still sent me fucking cozy shit. What's she know that I like? Stuffies, blankies. Throw pillows, throw blankets, stuffed animals. I'm very cheap to shop for. I like Legos. I like lockpicks. I like fucking cooking supplies. I like embedded system on chip devices. I like embedded computing. Like, this is like cheap shit. I like cheap shit. My favorite shit's cheap shit. If it's from someone else. Like, I like being frugal myself, but I love cheap things from other people too. I don't want expensive shit. That's fucking weird. I've just never been okay with it. Someone tried to buy my love when I was little, my grandmother. I've just never been okay with it because of that bitch. Unfreeze. So basically, I'm just weaned out of fucking like people trying to do that kind of shit. Anyway, let's segue this together. I wonder how many times I'm gonna get called, like, fascist leaning for criticizing Mr. Piker in the next year.
Back again next week when we discuss the legendary question of all time.
I wonder if the people that do that will realize that I'm the first to speak up about how we need better roads so the old folks and the youth and the infirmed can make sure they have their needs met, and that I'm the first to say I want to pay more taxes so I can better support them. I'm just waiting for it to happen again. Like, it's gonna keep happening. I don't care.
Old enough to count, old enough to mount? Question mark. Back again next week when we discuss the legendary question of all time. Old enough to count, old enough to mount? Question mark.
See, I don't have some like weird conflict. Thankfully for me, I'm a socially inept, like long diagnosed autistic bitch, so I don't have like a fucking persona to go and utilize to do this with to have a fucking weird backlog because of. I on the other hand am like the first to just say what I think, articulate it what I think is clearly, like there's no Go East Gentleman channel on this shit. Oh my gosh, do y'all know about this? I'm not even trying to be a cunt about this. I swear I'm not. I promise I'm not trying to be a fucking cunt. Okay, maybe a little. Again, I like his content when he's talking about law. But now I'm learning about some stuff, and we're gonna go deep soon. I'm accruing stuff, and I'm hunting through metadata. And let's just say that when it comes to archival, if you're looking for a VOD that might be gone at a time, hit me up, see what I got. Just saying.
Southeast Asia, vaping. It's on in the Thunderdome.
Hold on. Actually,
Escape the collapse.
Again, let's disclose where we ought to. I like his content on other shit. Didn't know about this till yesterday. I'm taking a second for a meme.
West for the East. And today we're going to talk about something that I have a lot of experience with, and that is avoiding visa run mistakes. We're going to explain what a visa run is, how that goes down, and how to do it correctly. Because if you mess up, this could mean the end of your time in a particular country in Asia. Maybe you're having a great time. Maybe you're in Japan and you're having a fantastic...
I need the clip of him saying the collapse of Western civilization. God damn it, I'll get it. I'll fucking metadata carve right now. Give me a second. Laugh at this first.
Hey guys, it's Kyle here. In this video, I'm going to demonstrate a simple and easy approach you can do if you're looking to overcome your fear of approaching women.
I'm getting it. I'm getting it. Hold your tits. I'm getting it. I gotcha.
Alright guys, now I'm going to show you a few approaches, and then afterwards I'm going to break down exactly what happened. Let's go. Hey! Hey, excuse me guys. Sorry to bother you. I just wanted to say I think you are really, really cute. Have a good night. That's right. Hey guys. Don't mean to bother you. Just want to say that I think she's really, really cute. That's alright. Have a good night. Hey guys, sorry to interrupt whatever you're doing there. I just wanted
Sorry. So anyways, there's no like, cause I'm just like a fucking simple autistic bitch. At least I don't have like some fucking persona. It's literally too much for me to process to do that. I just couldn't imagine it. It sounds like work. So, I don't know. Maybe that's just easy for me to take shots. Maybe folks that are more grounded and have had a tumultuous life can better give a take on it. Maybe I'm just a fucking monotropic, rage-filled, spite fucking cunt bitch. I don't fucking know.
Back again next week when we discuss the legendary question of all time. Old enough to count, old enough to mount? Question mark. Back again next week when we discuss the legendary question of all time. Old enough to count, old enough to mount? Question mark. Back again next week when we discuss the legendary question of all time. Old enough to count, old enough to mount? Question mark. Back again next week when we discuss the legendary question of all time.
It's already got
old
its own
enough to
music.
count, old enough to mount? Question mark. Back again next week when we discuss the legendary question of all time: old enough to count, old enough to mount? Question mark.
Don't normalize it, else you habituate people into it. You must be critical with each breath in this endeavor, for if you aren't, you make it harder for those who are already struggling. Have couth, have compunction, act decisively, don't be a bitch. $10,000 to transform streamer rooms. This is just the place I hang out in, and I have done like, I left my Lego there because there's no other place to put it. I've just not tried. Effortless. Effortlessly pretty. It's my brand. It's what I do. It's what I do. I've become abreast of this person's story. I think, possibly. The news the hate train is taking off. We're gonna head offline soon, so let's find something to dive into that is like fucking bananas.
The conspiracy